Right, the education system suffocates creativity as it stands. So I've just been sat out in the garden having a cup of tea. And what you'll find is that to save humanity, to find a new path, the answer is in the question. To find a new path, to find a new answer. You need something new. Right. Children education has been standardized. This is going to be another one of them videos where I just keep going now and I stop trying to talk like I think you want to hear, and I just say what I think, because that's where the answers are. Let's try it. Creativity comes when you don't know. You have to create your own answer. You have to create your own path. What happens with, because the kids used to start school at 5, and they were preschool and nurseries, and, yeah. And what happens is the curriculums and the structures become a template. And what happens is these templates then narrow the thinking. And then what happens is by the time you branch off to sort of picking your GCSE subjects, choosing A-level type subjects, going to college, university, and you're branching off into specifics, right? You're so standardized by the template because your learning comes in your early years. That is when you are most creative, unless you're the type of person to just hang on to that creativity, you know, and it lasts. They're the people who are like, they say are old, but they're still young. You get into your 40s, 50s, and 60s, you still feel about 17, 20, and you're wondering why everybody else is like old. So this is what needs to happen. Children, when they get to double digits, put them in subject school. Till then, should be within the supportive structure of family. It should be fun. Growing up should be fun, right? Your family then nurtures your interests. It shouldn't come from above. It should be nurtured. When your beautiful flowers are growing in your garden, they don't come from above. They're nurtured. They grow. If you want to grow awesome individuals, you let them grow. Too much tampering will send humans into a genetically modified frenzy. They're only waiting for people to sort of like not be so bothered about it because they're so distracted about everything else before they get all sciencey and sort of, you know, there's the morality, the moral IT, right? That stops people, the humanity, the human IT, that stops people from going too far at the moment Now this attempts to sort of break that down through social, through education, through these umbrella topics. But it'll just lead to a process, sciencey type, digital place, which is the echo. I'm sat here, but look at me, I'm sat there as well. So, to save creativity, it's process and creativity, which is why PC is called PC. Balance. To save creativity, have a structure that supports children and their development. Don't give them too much knowledge, because it's your knowledge. It's the ones who came before. It's their knowledge. You ask a parent, they want the child to be free and happy, and yeah, and then they put all of these sort of structures in, and a lot of it comes under the labelling of safety and love, right? The words that are thrown about a bit too easy to access and control truth. One of the reasons that the education system, if you have a structure that says, we'll look after your children, right? I'm putting that voice on. I'm not saying everybody in education is bad. I've worked in education for 12 years, and there's loads of really nice people, right, in education, but they're still working within a system, right? And that system is there. It's like learning your kids while we babysit them so that you can go out and join the workforce. So it's a place where you put your kids, where you go out and do a job. When actually, if you have children, you decide to have children, that is your job. That is your ultimate, most awesome job, role, responsibility, position, experience, words that you can use. If you are a parent, that is massive. It's bigger than your job. It's bigger than other things. If you don't want to put your child first, don't have children. Solve the world sort of like overpopulation thing. I have got a plan for that. I'll tell you what my plan is, because it's funny, right? But it's awesome. And it works, right? And it's really simple. What happens is, when a child is born, start the song. When a child is born, they are DNA tested to see if both of the parents are the actual parents of the child. Put that into the law, there will be less children being born. There will. What is it? It said like a third of kids, or there's some statistic. Right, let's have a look at it. Right. And if they're not, well, there's another structure in place then, right, to look after that child, right, because then it shouldn't be with two people who are untruthful to the degree of, yeah, that. So when a child is born, it's tested, right, to see if the two parents who think that they're the parents are actually the parents. And if they are, it's a good start. If it's not, then it's just a sign of further, cracks that are just going to form bigger cracks and have negative effects on that child's life. Need some simple but very strong support. Not loads of control. Allow creativity to show you a new path. It's brilliant. It really is. That one thing, that one law will help reduce the overpopulation that's developing. The other part of that, which would come into play as well, would save children of the future many traumas from parents who should not be parents, who are too selfish, which adds to a better quality of life for the young people, who then become the adults, who then become the mature people to help lead and support and guide. This is why it's in a repeated cycle of mess, a lot of it. Sort of 30 to 40 year sort of cycles and patterns. You see it a lot. It's easier seen in fashion and music, and it's also in behaviours and mistakes that society keeps making. You want a new path. You want to live a life that's better. It can be done. It's really simple. So, good home start to the young person. Get their interests. Allow them to be creative. Support it with good structure and process. When they get to double digits, put them in subject school. People say, well, what about maths and English and science and adding up and language and, well, what do you think they do at home? Speak to people, learn language and meaning and depth and conversations, right? And, help at home, work out things, numbers. You don't just not learn just because you went to school, right? So, yeah. Right. There's other sections to that as well, right? It works. It really works. The main reason we're going to get stuck in a system of making the same mistakes again and again and again, right, is because you have a certain number of individuals who are very hell-bent on power and control. Again, another PC. We also have the corruption, which is a breaking down. I won't go into that too much, right? But if you have some simple measures in place that are good, then you can save humanity. If you don't, you won't. And in time to come, you will lose humanity. And you will become a system, process led. It would be an insult to computers. Computers will surpass. Because it goes the other way. process-led develops. It's the pen, it's the writer, it's the pendulum. Yeah. So if you are at all interested in a good future, a happy future, one where you have individuality and creativity, right? And you don't sacrifice your dreams, right? And being an individual. You can still be part of something great and still be you.